theme, justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations. The critical African Union Peace and Security Council meeting on updated briefing on the situation in the Republic of Sudan and on the situation in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo has kicked off in Addis Ababa, chaired by Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea and Chairperson of the African Union Peace and Security. The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says Zanzibar is committed to deepen cooperation with Romania in various fields of development and economy. President Mwinyi made the remarks when he met and held talks with the Romanian ambassador to Tanzania, Gintana Serbu. Here are more details.
The two met at the State House in Zanzibar, both vowing to strengthen bilateral cooperation between the two countries and work more closely in various development sectors.
Zanzibar, the main sector of the economy is tourism. And we do have tourists from your country coming to Zanzibar, and we also have investors here. And this is one area that we'd like to see more cooperation. And of course, apart from investment, we are also looking to see more cooperation in trade and also in other sectors other than tourism. So I'm glad to meet you today, and I think this visit will be a beginning of stronger cooperation between.
Dr. Mwinyi says there are many areas in which the two countries should deepen ties, including education, health, oil and gas, disaster management, waste management, as well as communication and information technology.
I think the three areas of security, education, and investment and trade are all very important for us. We want to get the experience of Romania in areas that you have succeeded, but also to see more cooperation in terms of investment and trade. So the trade delegation will be a good area to start, but also I'm going to work closely with your representative here to see the other potential areas of cooperation, and particularly the education area and the visit by the chancellors. All this will further strengthen the cooperation.
Ambassador Gintana Serbu has assured Zanzibar that her country will continue to cooperate with Zanzibar in various sectors for the sake of the welfare of its people.
A pilot project in Zanzibar for establishing an medical emergency system. Romania is one of the models in this respect. We have an time answer about 7 minutes to all types of emergencies. Medical emergencies, it's a system, integrated system. It has started as an NGO. And the ongoing state secretary, we have, as I understood from the Minister of Tourism, we have 1,000 investors from Romania.
Yes.
Ambassador Serbu says her country's focus will be on management, education, health, communication technology, investment, and industrial development areas.
In other news, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says state of food production and availability in the country continues to improve, where in the 2023-2024 season, the food crop production reached 22.8 million tons. Here are more details.
The Prime Minister gave assurance today while during the parliamentary session of the 18th meeting of the 12th Parliament in Dodoma, stressing that considering the current food production and the 2024-2025 annual needs of 17.7 million tons of food, the country will have 128% of food sufficient. Furthermore, he calls on the citizens living in the areas that receive little rain to take early precautions and opt for crops that mature quickly.
Mheshimiwa Naibu Spika, hali ya mazao katika msimu huu wa kilimo inaendelea vizuri na mazao mengi yapo kwenye hatua mbalimbali za ukuaji.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, crops are in a good condition and many crops are in various stages of growth, but also in the areas that receive seasonal rains, crops have started to be harvested, especially maize and beans. There is availability of food in sufficient quantity.
On the other hand, the Prime Minister says the International Global Goalkeepers Award given to the President Samia Suluhu Hassan by the Gatekeepers Foundation in recognition of Tanzania's remarkable achievement in maternal, newborn, child nutrition and health signifies national commitment to attain the Sustainable Development Goals.
Mheshimiwa Naibu Spika, sina shaka waheshimiwa wabunge wenzangu mtakubaliana nami kwamba rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania,
the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, has implemented great development initiatives which deserve to be applauded. The great work she has done is recognized not only within the country, but also beyond the borders. As you may all recall, President Samia has been honored by the Gates Foundation, the Global Goalkeepers Awards.
The Parliament has approved a supplementary budget of 945.7 billion shilling to the government's 2024-2025 budget funds that are planned to be used for national development construction projects, health services, and infrastructure improvement in various sectors. The funds that have been secured from the World Bank, IMF, and the African Development Bank.
Elsewhere, as preparations are underway for the funeral of Namibia's founding father, President Sam Nujoma, the former president of Tanzania, Dr. Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, says he remembers Nujoma as one of the great liberation icons, a leader whose unwavering dedication and visionary leadership were instrumental in securing Namibia's independence and fostering its development. Speaking at the Namibian embassy in Dar es Salaam, Dr. Kikwete paid tribute to Nuyoma's legacy, highlighting his deep and historic ties with Tanzania, reiterating that Nujoma is honored not only as a revered statesman, but also as a true friend of Tanzania, whose contributions to the liberation struggle and regional unity continues to inspire generations.
I have known the late Sam Nujoma from the time I was young, in those formative years of prime and teenage years. We grew up at a time when the liberation struggle was intense. And we became part of that life, I remember there was a time I met Sam Nujoma at Addis Ababa airport. We were going to China and I was coming from somewhere. And I asked him a question. Do you ever believe that Namibia will be independent? He said, it's going to be independent, we'll call you to see. So you can see how committed he was. This is the kind of a fellow. Of course, when I was foreign minister, I used to interact with him oftentimes. When I became president, well, these are the leaders that we've been taking lessons from. When he visited Tanzania, undertook a state visit, I was foreign minister. I took him to Congo. They visited the place where they used to stay. Kalomo was there, yes, and Kalomo identified his dormitory. You can see the relationship that our two countries have had. And these common bonds, well, I think they'll be there for life because it is part of the history that we have traveled together. So we really feel it. We really feel it, as I was saying in my notes, that as you mourn him, we also are feeling sad. We are also part of that feeling of grief and mourning. Of course, Sam Nujoma lived his life. You have to live his legacy.
Other leaders who have signed the book of condolences at the Namibian embassy in Tanzania include the Ugandan ambassador to Tanzania, retired Colonel Fred Musije, and the UK ambassador to Tanzania, Marianne Young, who also recalls her interaction with the late Sam Nujoma.
When I served as the British High Commissioner to Namibia, so I was the ambassador for UK in Windhoek from 2011 to 2015. It was the first time I was a High Commissioner. So I had a real honour. He signed his book for me and we had a lovely chat.
Adequate awareness of cardiovascular diseases and their risk factors may help reduce the population's exposure to modified risk factors and thereby contribute to prevention and control strategies. Following limited knowledge among the general population in Tanzania and Africa regarding cardiovascular diseases and risk factors, Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute embarks on awareness campaigns countrywide, believing lifestyle factors to be key in taking preventive measures.
Sure, prevention is the hallmark of these cardiovascular diseases, and that's why at JKCI we do advertise preventive medicine, and we are doing outreach clinic. And so far we've done in more than 18 regions, trying to bring awareness to people so that they can prevent these cardiovascular diseases. So one of the things, we ask them to stop smoking, because smoking causes some injury to the inner wall of the blood vessel and later cause blood blockage because the wall is not smooth anymore. But also we ask them to know their blood pressures so that they can start medication, because the blood pressure, high blood pressure, in the long run, with a long time, they can also they can injure the inner wall of the blood vessel and it can cause some a blockage. But also we encourage them to avoid too much cholesterol.
The increased awareness has led to many early checkups that lead to a good number being treated timely and avoid irreversible cardiovascular diseases.
We have gone around the country. We have, called the people to come to the clinics, do screenings. So through those clinics, we have at least found some people with the disease. So at least the number they're increasing. But for the awareness, is very high now, so we expect maybe in the near future the number will go down, because now people, they are aware and they are now coping with the lifestyle changes.
Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute in Tanzania stands as a beacon of hope and healing, dedicated to addressing cardiovascular diseases with advanced medical care and research. In related news, health experts call on the proper use of body ointment to avoid harmful results that may cause bodily health hazards. Speaking to TBC News, medical officer from Amana Regional Referral Hospital, Dr. Kajula Mlongwa, insists on the prevention measures, including the proper use of certified body lotions to abstain from sun rays, which can affect the skin.
So you need to cleanse your skin so that you can just get rid of your dirty, maybe dusty, whatever. But second, the second step on your daily skincare routine, we call it exfoliation. Exfoliation is like body scrub. You just have to scrub your body so that you can remove clogs, you can remove bacteria, you can remove any dead tissue. So, and it's normally done twice per week.
Furthermore, Dr. Kajula Mlongwa says skin diseases are now on the rise, and the most infected groups are women, and most of them, the cases that have been reported, are related to the use of toxic body lotions.
The most affected with skin condition, which we call it iatrogenic, it is caused by themselves due to poor skincare routine. You have to learn how to take proper skincare routine. Anyway, I can give you some few steps so that you can go through how to take care about your skin. You have almost 5 to 6 steps. First step, you have to cleanse your skin. You cleanse with your mild cleanser, non-soap cleanser. When you say non-soap cleanser, means cleanser which has no soap, because soap is something which normally causes dryness on your skin.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday. It's now time for the international news. And here's the international news with Lulua Muhammad.
The European Parliament has urged the European Union to freeze direct budget support for Rwanda due to what is claimed that Rwanda has been supporting the rebel group M23, which for several years has been fighting the army of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. The Parliament has also called for suspension of a memorandum of understanding between Rwanda and the EU that aims to support Rwandan supplies of strategic minerals until it stops what it claims is interference in the Congo. The European Parliament is strongly condemned the occupation of Goma and other territories in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, by M23 rebels as an acceptable breach of the DRC's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Parliament adopted the resolution, an attempt to raise political pressure on the European Commission and EU member states, where 443 votes in favor, 4 against, and 48 abstentions. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, states that the scores of children caught up in the conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, have been subjected to sexual violence, including rape by armed men. UNICEF Executive Director Catherine Russell has warned that the targeting of children has soared to unprecedented levels in recent weeks, making an urgent appeal for the violence to stop as M23 rebels expand their footprint, clashing with Congolese forces and their allied militias. UNICEF's accusation came as the conflict in the mineral-rich region shows no signs of abating, as M23, which captured North Kivu's capital Goma last month, pushes further south. Thousands have been killed and tens of thousands more displaced. The agency's partners in the region reported that the number of rape cases treated across 42 health facilities jumped 5-fold in 1 week, from January 27 to February 2. She said among those treated, 30% were children. The true figures are likely much higher because so many survivors are reluctant to come forward. Hamas said it will release 3 captives from Gaza on Saturday as scheduled, following talks with ceasefire mediators, Egypt and Qatar. Israel said that Hamas must release 3 living captives or Israeli forces will return to war in the Palestinian territory. Wafa News Agency and other Palestinian media outlets report that Israel continued to carry out overnight and early morning raids across the occupied West Bank. The Israeli military deployed throughout Tulkarem city, particularly in the market area and near the Al-Alemi roundabout, where they conducted searches and patrols.
And that's the end of the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, young Africans have secured a huge result after beating KMC 6-1. The results take them back to the top of the Tanzania Premier League table. Young Africans head coach Milord Hamdi says the match was not easy, but they used all the opportunities and the team got to score the goals. Young Africans leads Tanzania Premier League with 49 points. Simba Sports Club is second place with 47 points with one match on hand, while Azam Football Club sits in third place with 39 points. In continuing to promote African music and uplift new talents across the continent, the organizers of Trace Awards expressed their commitment to enhance artistic innovations within the African culture, bringing together top African music icons. The executive director of Trace East Africa, Danny Moshera, says music provides significant social benefits, such as uniting various African cultures as the stakeholders in the technology sector, emphasizing the importance of integrating technology with entertainment to create new opportunities for emerging artists and digital users in Tanzania.
So for us, it's really around creating a platform that elevates African talent from that perspective. I think to support that, we just are going to be launching the Trace Rights Management System, which is an end-to-end system that speaks to IP management for musicians, where you monitor when you release music, you monitor your IP, you can track it where it's being played, whether it's on physical clubs like this or across the digital space. Look at how to market it, but also importantly, monetize the same.
Sort of boundless opportunity to chase their dreams. And by partnering with Trace, we also feel that we're driving the One Agenda in Africa that allows us to celebrate our diversity, allows us to celebrate unity and the rich culture that we have on the African continent, while enabling us to connect deeper with our consumers in that journey.
The 2025 Trace Awards will take place in Zanzibar for 3 days from February the 24th to the 26th and are expected to be a historical event celebrating the fusion of music, culture and digital creativity. And that's the end of the sports and entertainment news. Before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, it's now time for the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Welcome to the next 24 hours of forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tongani Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Wind is expected to flow at 20 kilometers per hour over the entire coast and Lake Nyasa. While over Lake Victoria and Tanganyika, wind speed is expected to reach 30 kilometers per hour, and the state of the sea and lakes are expected to be slightly to moderate. And tonight, a few areas, especially in Kigoma and the Katavi regions, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers. In the over southwestern highland, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy conditions. And tomorrow, in Kagera, Geita, in the western part of our country, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun period. Over southwestern highland, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days of forecast over some regions of our country. In Dar es Salaam, maximum temperature is expected to be 34 degrees Celsius. In Dodoma, we're expecting rain showers over a few areas. In Beira region, we're expecting thunder showers over a few areas. And in Mwanza region, we're expecting thunder showers over a few areas. In Kilimanjaro, maximum temperature is expected to be 34 degrees Celsius. And in Morogoro, maximum temperature is expected to be 33 up to 34 degrees Celsius. And in Arusha, maximum temperature is expected to be 28 up to 29 degrees Celsius. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I'm Kanki Mwegomole. Good night.